Alright, we're gonna do something right here today. I got this Arex Delta M out. This is the concealed carry short, like Block 19 size. And we are gonna do a little bit of a project. We are gonna take the M frame and we're gonna swap it with the X frame. Here we have let me get some more light. This is gonna be like a little longer grip, but you can use the same slide. Let me get some more light over here. And then let's attack this. It's a pretty easy process. All you gotta do is take these pins out and take the FCU out, and we'll swap it. All right, so let's drop the magazine. It's all clear. We're gonna take off this slide first, so it's all clear. Pull back a little bit. Well, actually, in this one you don't have to. You just have to drop these takedowns on both sides, and then come right off. Leave that aside. So let's go ahead and take the flashlight off this. This is the Enforce Wild 1 or 2. It's the smaller one. Put that aside. Now we just have the frame with the FCU in. It's kind of dirty in there because this gun has been shot. But let's go ahead and see how easy it is to take these pins out. Alright, there's one pin. And that is 2 pins. And we'll leave these pins aside. Now we just gotta finagle this out. And it's gonna come right out. Just like that. Now we have an empty grip module. And we have the grip module and the trigger housing. I'm gonna wipe this down off camera and I'll get right back to it. I'm going to put this in the gray one. Alright guys, so I went ahead and just cleaned it all up and wiped it down with some CLP wipes. I like using some of this stuff, this gunk blaster from Real Avid. So it gets down there and dries. So all the little springs in here, it gets all the gunk out of there. And then I'll go back after and I'll just put a little dab of oil in there. So, but everything's kind of wiped down. Looks pretty clean. So how this gets back together is 2 pieces. Goes back in the frame. So here's your little trigger bar right here. This is going to go into the trigger housing over here, and this tab right here just kind of falls right here underneath, and it just kind of finds a home right there, and this is going to ride back right there. See that? That's what it's going to do. So we got to try to get this thing in the frame, and this is kind of tricky. So I'm going to try to get everything in here first. Let me flip it this way so you can see what I'm doing. And this part is going to have to go underneath the grip module, underneath this ledge. Let's see. Oh, did I get it? Okay. Sorry, that was a little frustrating. I haven't done this so many times. So let's go ahead and put the pins in. Let me get it set up. So that's what it is. Hold it down. Alright, seems like everything's in place. So let me get the pins in. Alright, let me get these pins. I got them started. Let me get to the nylon. Just double checking this back here. I thought maybe it might have popped out. So I took the pin back out and kind of just reset the trigger housing in there. So that's why you'll see the pin on this side. Let me just... Alright, this is a new grip module, so first time pins have been pushed through. Let's get this one in. Alright, maybe I hit that one a little too far in. I just like to make things a little even. Alright, so we are in. Now we got to pick our back strap. So we have different back straps. So this is the extra large. We also have a medium and a large. So I think I'm going to go with the... I kind of like me personally, I kind of like a flatter back. So, but I do have extra large hands. Let's just go with the large one. see what that feels like before I snap it in. So that's your large grip, and there'll be one more pin to put through. But let's go ahead and put the slide on and just do a function test. So I haven't put the pin in there yet, but let's go ahead and do a function test. But I'm gonna put some grease on here first, real quick. I'm gonna take my Real Avid Stage 2 weapon oil. I'm just gonna put it here in the springs, right there, trigger springs, just one dab, trigger return spring. All right, and then I'm gonna go ahead and put some on the rails. Now you can use gun grease. I like using gun grease too, but go ahead, right there, and just kind of wipe it down. Now I always put a little oil on inside of the trigger bar right here. Just coat that. So I'll put a little bit of gun grease on the side of the rails. That's all I like doing. Sometimes I use gun grease, oil, and then I'll go ahead and put some oil up here. I need to clean this slide actually, but I'll just put a little oil right here. All right, let's go ahead and put the slide back on the new frame. Just kind of fits in just like that. And we test for function. Got the reset. Nice trigger. Here we go. Let me zoom out. And we have a new frame, but there's something a little different about this frame. Real quick, let me just feel how it feels in the hand. Oh, it feels really nice. I think I'm gonna go ahead and keep that large on. So let's just drive the last pin in and we'll talk about it. Let's drive this last pin in. Check this side. Drive it in a little further. Oh, I always go too far. I always go too deep. Alright, we're good. So here we have a new frame for the Arex Delta M. So if you guys were paying attention, so this is the Delta M. Delta M, look at the slide, it says Delta M. Now they came in M, L's, and X's. Alright, so the Delta M was your 4-inch barrel, you know, your short slide with your short grip module. So the grip module for the M's was just like a Glock 19 size, 15+1 capacity. And then you went to the X model, which is the same upper, same slide, but now you have the extended grip module that carries 17+1 or 17 or 19+1 rounds, but you still had the short upper. So it's kind of like a 19X or a Glock 45. And then you had the L versions, which you had the longer grip module, you had another extended dust cover, and then you had the long slide. So like it's like a 4.5-inch barrel, so much longer. So the X guns tend to be pretty popular. So here is your 15-round capacity for your M frame. That's what it was. All right. So you have your compact, but now I can't use this. It's too short. So I have to use a different magazine going forward, and that would be a 17 or the 19 round, which I have the L version, so I have magazines. So now I have a short upper, but I have a long grip module. So just a little cool project I've been doing. I can swap them easily back and forth if I want to put this together. I can just put that fire control unit back in this and I'll use this upper, and now I have my compact size gun. But I have a bunch of those size guns, so I decided just to go ahead and switch it to the X frame, which I don't believe I have an X frame gun. I don't, unless you count one of the full size M&Ps, which is 4 1/4 with a 17 round. But they don't mention those of the X. They're not really the X sizes. So an X size gun is usually a 4-inch barrel with the full size grip like you see here. So pretty nice color too, guys. That gray with the black. What do you think? So yeah, yeah, pretty cool. So be fun to take to the range just with this short upper and duty grip. So let me go ahead and put this light on real quick and get you the final look. All right, here's your final look. We have the two-tone gray and black, and I can still use my holsters too, guys. So I can carry an X-frame gun, and I can still use the original holster I had for the M style. So, just a little quick project we did for today, guys. So, hope you enjoy. So, pretty cool. These guns are pretty cool, guys. These Arex Deltas. So, thank you, guys.